The December reading plans started out so simple. Just a few books, maybe add in a Lightfall TBR, maybe not. But today instead, I am bringing you my most optimistic and delusional TBR of this year. Maybe ever, but definitely this year. As we're going to talk about 3 readathons. 3. Yes, 3. I'm Morgan. If this is your first time here, I'd love to know if you picked up any of these books, you want to read along with me, or are you participating in any of these readathons yourself? Where to even start with all of these? I did try to double up the prompts. I'm cheating and I'm doubling up books for some prompts within the same readathon, and then also matching it with things from the other readathon. The wrench in this is that I don't know what the Lightfall prompts are yet as of the time of my filming. The video will be up by the time that my TBR goes up, but for now, I just have to hope that some of these will fit with these, or some of the other possibilities, or, we'll throw other books out the window and say, let's read that because that sounds funner. December is up in the air, so this is a fun list of possibilities, and some of them will definitely not be gotten to, as I said. We'll start with the month-long readathon, though, which is Merry Bookmas, created by Completely Bookish Melanie? I forget what her channel is called. I'm so sorry. Everybody will be listed, though, in the description down below of all the ones that I'm doing. This is the whole month long, and they have 12 prompts for 12 ornaments to go on the tree for their graphic that they've done. The other one is only a week-long readathon that is the Holiday-a-thon that is from December 15th through the 22nd. So I've got 2 books only for that one right now because it is only a week long. With Lightfall, it has traditionally only been a week long, sometimes 2 weeks as well. We might stretch that for the whole month just to be able to, do the things. That's also a bit cheating. We're going to stretch things in a lot of fashions right now. The first prompt, though, going back to Merry Bookmas, and I will also say, which ones it's for. Well, actually, okay. The first prompt that's for Merry Bookmas is to the star, which is to read the group book of How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. I will also be using this for Holiday-a-thon, so I won't be reading it until the 15th. How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn, though, it says, every Kringle in Kringletown celebrated Christmas a lot, but Cole Black on Whistler Lane unfortunately did not. As his fellow citizens decorate their quaint town, brimming with carols and glad tidings, Cole wants nothing more than to hibernate the winter away. But his dreary plans are thwarted when his Christmas nemesis, Story Taylor, moves in next door to care for her Aunt Cindy. Immediately, the new neighbor turns his life into a real nightmare before Christmas, especially when she decides to enter the town Christmas Kringle contest in honor of Cindy. And better yet, Story is determined to win. This is a dual POV from where you will see from both of them. Okay, I did technically start this one last year and read 3 chapters and then ran out of time to be able to read it. It was interesting. And now that I've read another book by Megan Quinn this past summer, and that was a thing. I greatly actually enjoyed it. It took me quite by surprise. It was a different, and I don't know. I like the dynamic between the people that's there. That was a fake dating. This is supposedly enemies to lovers, though there's a twist to that part, which I'm not gonna say. Okay. The second prompt is the Nutcracker, and this is one that I actually don't have a book for right now. So we might not be doing the Nutcracker. If maybe one of the other things happens, then I might have something to fill in here, because it's just a book with a battle or a war. So it's, a lot of fantasies would fill that, but also a lot of fantasies are really, really big. Third is Tinsel, to read a book with foil on the cover. And fourth is Garland, read a book that has a design that wraps around the book. And this could be the dust jacket or the book itself. So for this one, this is the book that I smooshed for 2 prompts. And this is also greatly optimistic because look at the size of her. This is Doomsday Book by Connie Willis. This is a sci-fi sort of, but the cover wraps all the way around on the dust jacket there. And this also kind of fits for something else, and I do believe that's foiling on the cover. I'm going to say it's foiling. For Kevin Engel, preparing an on-site study of one of the deadliest errors in humanity's history was as simple as receiving inoculations against the diseases of the 14th century and inventing a bulletproof backstory. For her instructors in the 21st century, it meant painstaking calculations and careful monitoring of the rendezvous calculation where Kevin would be received. But a crisis strangely linking past and present futures strands Kevin in a bygone age as her fellows try desperately to rescue her. In a time of superstition and fear, Kevin finds she has become an unlikely angel of hope during one of history's darkest hours. Number 5 is the snowflake. It's read a book with a cold setting, which I would also be using for the holiday-a-thon for having snow or a book set during the holidays. I think this is where two of the last two books could go on the same places. And this would be Twas the Night Before Christmas by Jacqueline Frost. This is the second in the Christmas Tree Farms mystery series, like cozy mysteries. It's out of the cupcake tin and into the fire for Holly White's best friend Caroline. Can Holly clear Caroline's name in time to go caroling? When a body turns up in a larger-than-life candy bowl filled with peppermints on the town square, Holly White is horrified to learn her best friend Caroline is the main suspect. Everyone in town, including Mistletoe Main's sheriff, saw Caroline fighting with the victim on the night of his death. Worse, a custom kitchen knife engraved with Caroline's initials was found with him. Now, just 10 days before Christmas, Holly's up to her jingle bells and holiday shenanigans in desperate need for a miracle. Juggling extra shift at her family's Christmas tree farm and making enough gingerbread jewelry to satisfy the crowd is already more than she can handle. And now she has to find time to clear her best friend of murder. So those are the two that I will be trying to do for the holiday-a-thon, because it's only the week, so that's all I'm going to do. There's also prompts for watching a Christmas movie, listening to Christmas music, doing Christmas things, or just snuggling up with a book. The bingo board can go, so many directions, and I'm not trying to knock out the whole board. Nope. I'm going to go in a line of some fashion. Then number 6 was lights, and they said because lights put off heat. It's a book set in Australia, so I'm sorry, but we're not going to knock that one. 7, though, is Candy Canes, Read a Sweet or Cozy Book. My library hold for Bookshops and Bone Dust, the audiobook version from Travis Baldry, has come in, so that will be my cozy, and that'll probably be the first one we knock out in December, because it's already here, so I should knock it out. And that'll be an easy one to do, especially because I can listen to it while putting up Christmas decorations. Then we have 8, which is Pinecone, and it's a book, read a book set in nature. For this one, I have 2 ideas. I could do 2 Twisted Crowns, stretching it a bit because their village is surrounded by forests. And then I would be able to complete that duology that I meant to read in November. So stretching it. The other one is editing me here. I'm about to say something like really dumb. And I looked at the picture of the cover right before this. I'd gotten it together. But yet, some reason, I wrote the title down wrong. So I felt that it fit this prompt. Nature's not in the title. It is on the cover, but I don't think the book takes place anything in nature, so we won't say it stretches. This is the problem, though, is I needed it to also fulfill my October prompt for the Year in Aurelia of a debut book. So I don't know. If there's time, I might still try to read it for that, to actually complete that. Otherwise, I'm going to have to see if any of the other books... Let's see, I know that's not. That one's not. Most of the other books I've named so far in this video are not. There's one I'm going to mention later that I started to look up if this was her debut book, but then I got distracted and also Google wasn't being good and it was like 11 o'clock, so I was like, never mind. So, we're going to finish looking that up after we finish editing the video. Then, let's see, I don't have a book for prompt 9, which is a sleigh, which is some mode of transportation on the cover. So I'm not sure about that one. Or 10. Well, 10 could be a lot of things because it's Bell and it's just a book that rings a bell, something that's been a hyped book. So who knows? Anything could fall into that one possibly. 11 is Wreath, read a book with a circle on the cover. And she said you could stretch this in like a lot of ways. Technically, I could still use Doomsday Book for this because on the cover itself, like the hardback cover, it has the circle with the hourglass in the middle. So if we need to, we could do that. There was something on the cover that I don't remember what it was that I said, would be the one that also would go for my December book for the year in Aurelia that I want to read, and that's Eye of the Bedlam Bride by Matt Dinniman. There's circles on the cover of some sort, I'm sure. This is book 6 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series that I was supposed to read in November, also did not get to that. And if we get to this one and have more time, and we just find the way to be able to and the want to do it, we could also read This Inevitable Ruin, which takes place on the 9th floor, I think, and that's the big, dungeon battle that's been led up to and foreshadowed a lot. So that would work for prompt 2 of the Nutcracker, if we could get to that, but we won't push ourselves. Another thing that could go for Wreath that I just discovered, and how for some reason I'm feeling the urge to read it, even though I just read the description like a week ago, and I've heard people talk about it though. That is The Wolf King by Laura something with a P, and behind the wolf's head emblem is this circly thing. And this one, it sounds engaging in some form or fashion. I don't know. It's speaking to me and I kind of want to read it. So maybe we fill in with that one too. That's a big maybe. And then 12 is the most up in the air prompt, as it's present. Read a book that has been gifted to you or a gift to someone else. So for that one, either I'll wait and see what Christmas gives, or there's the one that I got last Christmas, which also has the circle on the cover, which probably means that we should go for this one or the Eye of the Bedlam Bride. But this is Godkiller by Hannah Kramer, the first in the Fallen Gods trilogy. And I got this last Christmas as a gift from my mom. So I have been wanting to read it, and it is very short, so it seems like a good possibility. Gods are forbidden in the kingdom of Midrin, formed by human desires and fed by their worship. There are countless gods in the world, but after a great war, the new king outlawed them and now pays god killers to destroy any who try to rise from the shadows. Kristen makes a living killing gods and enjoys it, but all this changes when she is tasked with helping a young noble whose soul is bonded to a tiny god of white lies. Kristen realizes she can't kill it without ending the girl's life too. And thus they go on some sort of journey to figure that out. As the years have gone since it has released, there's been, good and not great things heard. So I have no idea what to expect from this. No idea. But it is tiny and I have wanted to because I've been curious for it. So this is another one in our list of possibilities. And we shall see. I have no idea what's getting read next month at this point. The final one to talk about that is the December read would be the November Year in Aurelia book, which is one with less than 3,000 ratings. And for that one, I am being super cheeky and stretching it by reading a book that's not out yet, because an ARC will definitely have less than 3,000 ratings. And that's going to be The Storm by Rachel Hawkins. St. Medard's Bay, Alabama is famous for 3 things: the deadly hurricanes that regularly sweep into town, the Rosalie Inn, a century-old hotel that survived every one of those storms, and Lo Bailey, the local girl infamously accused of the murder of her lover in a political scion, Landon Fitzroy, during Hurricane Marie in 1984. When Geneva Corliss, the current owner of the Rosalie Inn, hears a writer is coming to town to research the crime that puts St. Medard's Bay on the map, she's less interested in solving a whodunit than in how a successful true crime book might help the struggling inn's bottom line. But to her surprise, August Fletcher doesn't come to St. Medard's Bay alone. With him is none other than Lo Bailey herself. Lo says she's returned to her hometown to clear her name once and for all, but the closer Geneva gets to both Lo and August, the more she wonders if Lo is actually back to settle old scores. These are the December plans at the moment. Will there be swap outs? I feel it's a high probability. I do really want to stick to the list that I have told y'all, but we will have to see what we can actually manage and accomplish. We will see. And this is very optimistic on my part, I know. Especially considering, as it stands, I've read 2 books in November. I'm debating doing a November wrap-up at all because it is 2 books. I'd love to know what you guys are reading in December, if you are participating in any of the readathons, mood reading, finishing up series, or just trying to keep it chill as there's so much busyness and craziness to get ready for the end of the year and the holidays. so much. That's why this is so optimistic. Or if you don't feel like chatting in the comments, but you'd like to support as the algorithm likes it when there are things in the comments, you can just leave a snowflake or snowman emoji as whatever wintry emoji you would wish. I hope you are having an excellent day, finding something great to read, and that you will come back for more videos. So I will see you in the next one.